Hello, welcome to the Spinner Rack, our comic book review show here on the Master Powercast channel. On this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Daredevil 180. We're pretty much reaching the apex of Frank Miller's first run on Daredevil. You and I were talking before we started recording. Each time he's come back to this character after this, we enjoy it so much. I dare say that this is he's worked best with this character. Some may say Batman, but I got to go with Daredevil every time.
Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree. I find more pleasure in reading his Daredevil than Batman. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just enjoy Daredevil so much more. Yeah. It's I don't know, it's just something about the way he makes this character just so. Obviously, he made Batman very gritty as well too, but there's something about the world of Daredevil of, like, making the Kingpin who how everyone knows him today, and introducing Elektra, and it just revolutionized the character. Like, we know Daredevil today because of what Frank Miller did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Introducing the hand and the stick. It's just like, it goes on and on and on, man.
I have a lengthy amount of notes here. So before we even get to issue 180, just some notes. Roger McKenzie was the writer from issue 158 to 165. At this point, Miller is on pencils at 158, but then starts co-writing with McKenzie on 165 for only a couple of issues. Then on issue 167, we get David Michelini, just one-off. And then, of course, most people know it, Daredevil 168, the first appearance of Elektra. This is when Frank Miller is both the artist and the writer, and then decide he's just going to go on this tear until issue 191, and then he will take a break for almost 3 years, come back, and then we get Born Again starting with issue 226. So, from 158 until we get here to 180, Tyler already mentioned Elektra showing up. He talked about Stick. We get a fight at Coney Island with Bullseye over Black Widow. There's a fight with the Hulk. We get a brief retelling of Daredevil's origin because we have Ben Urich, who is kind of figured out the secret identity and is about to publish a story, decides not to because he's thinking for the better of the city. Then his Pulitzer Prize that he keeps mentioning,
keeps reoccurring in his mind on how good it would feel to win that.
Yeah. We get a one-off here. Doc Ock shows up. He wants some animanium, so you get a little bit there. What else we have? You mentioned Kingpin as we know him today. So in this is when we sort of introduced the Kingpin in this world of Daredevil, because most people prior to this, Spider-Man is where you would associate Kingpin more with. But here we get Kingpin in here, and then like his return and rise to power, as it's stated, because Vanessa, we'll get into that as we dive into the issue. We get Melvin Potter, Gladiator, showing up. That has a whole thing of him kind of regressing, but then also standing trial. Can he turn good? Can he be reformed? We get Karigi, a demon samurai that's following Elektra at some point. You mentioned the hand. The hand is there. Daredevil losing his radar sense, and he's got to go find Stick. There's a great issue there with Stick and his first appearance, and then working through stuff. Also, some great visuals along the way of Matt having flashbacks with his father losing his sight, having a fight with a devil itself, essentially, and getting his radar sense back thanks to Stick. So that's just some of the stuff here that I had in my notes. I guess another thing we could bring up is just all the ladies loving them some Matt Murdock.
And I tell you, Daredevil's the ladies' man, dude. There's no like exaggeration about that. That he's bedded a lot of babes in his day. And they're all,
just between these 20, 21, 22 issues, Heather Glenn, Black Widow, Elektra are all feeling something towards him at some point. Heather Glenn is kind of his girlfriend during this period, but Elektra showing up.
I'd say she's probably the more like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
when you're talking about Elektra and Black Widow, and you got Karen Page before that.
Yeah.
But still, she's in top tier company. Kind of makes her, it's like Daredevil's just trying to be grounded with her. You know,
trying his best. I don't think
it does kind of it does sound like it's a lot. It would be more easy as a superhero to date another superhero. Because you're not really having to hide a whole lot because you're both in the same business.
Yeah.
You know each other's secret identity. You know, if like, okay, well, we got to scrap this day because Doc Ock's, busting his place out, now go kick his ass. Or some thugs, mugging someone, let's go beat his ass, and then we can go have our date or whatever.
I totally also forgot to mention there is another bit in here where Foggy hires Iron Fist and Luke Cage to help protect him and Matt. Mostly Matt at one point. Yeah. So there's also that. But let's go ahead, man. I was gonna say let's jump into 180, but before we do that, let's talk about the last 3-4 pages of 179. So in this issue, we're pretty much getting the narration from Ben Urich and his kind of how he's seeing this whole situation. But at this point, Elektra has been hired by Kingpin to take him out. They're having their fight here, and she has laid the trap, which is pretty gnarly. She makes a point here. You see, it's like, this looks pretty bad. But she says here, I did not set that trap to sever your foot. I would have, but then you would not be so completely immobilized. So they kind of stare at each other. She kicks this down. He falls through, gets buried, falls even further. We have Ben up here taking photos. Like, if I were in his position, I get the journalistic integrity and the things, but I would not be here at all.
At least not in a place where, and I know you got to make sure you take visible pictures for the Bugle, but when you have an assassin, just a few feet from you, yeah.
And I love this last page of 179.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, just this
very
pop
stylistic.
Art. Yeah, this pop art style.
Yeah.
He gets clipped by the side. So he says lousy cigarettes because the reason being is he coughed. That's how she saw him. Spends the whole thing in that issue talking, Daredevil's telling him, you got to stop.
Everyone's telling him,
Yeah, you got to stop smoking.
Cut out the fucking cigarettes.
Yeah. There's also the funny part in it too, where he's like there with his wife. He's like taking a shower and everything. He's like, yeah, I'm going to give it to you good. And then like the phone rings, he's got to leave. And she looks really mad.
Yeah.
So the next issue here, The Damned, which is the one that we are going to be talking about, issue 180. Look at that cover. And for those of you, if you haven't read any of this stuff here before, and you're like, what's going on here? So to give you a little bit of a backstory, Tyler, Vanessa gets kidnapped and is taken. Kingpin is coming to get her. They're trying to like make this exchange, and it's a setup. They try to topple this entire building on top of both of them. Kingpin, of course, makes it out through. You're led to believe that Vanessa is dead, but at some point, I think it's either in that issue that it transpires in, or maybe an issue or two after that, we see someone kind of walking around in the sewers. Issue
before the one you just talked about, because Ben is taking thinking she's like just a bag lady.
Yeah.
And then it's not up until the following issue when he's like developing the photos. Like, wait a second here, give me the file on the Kingpin.
Yeah, she looks really familiar.
That it's Vanessa.
Yeah, so it turns out Vanessa is not dead. So we'll see how that may play out. But I love how this start. Hell isn't hot; it's cold.
And that's beautiful writing.
Well, that's one thing with Frank's style of writing is the way that he gets very descriptive about stuff. It's cold, it's damp and foul, and if their stomachs didn't turn, its inmates wouldn't know that they aren't quite dead. They shove closer together, they kneel on sores and blisters, and so we see just this group of just
underground tunnel dwellers.
Yeah, it's hard to really give them a proper name, and we see this figure that pops up. It's like, oh, what's this? A ring? A shiny wedding ring? Yeah, it's mine now. They worship their king. You are mine, body and soul. So we get Frank Miller, story and art. We get Jansen, finished art and colors. Rosen on letters, O'Neill, the editor, and then Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. So the interesting thing, going from 179 to 180, you get that beginning part because you're thinking, oh yeah, Daredevil, Bear Trap, he's gone somewhere. I watched him drop. What is this? High above, life goes on, and so does crime. We see Daredevil here, perched up high atop on the side of an apartment building, looking
with a
in.
crutch and cast. So
Yeah,
that's devotion and fucking skill.
yeah. So you're wondering, it's like, okay, well, how did he get out of this? That was my first instinct reading this. Like, all right, so are we now we're jumping ahead, or now we got to go backward? But yeah, who's he looking in on? Oh, it's got to be Turk. Got to be Turk fucking around, being dumb. And this I love the running gag with Turk, because if it's not at Josie's, it's anywhere else. He always finds a way to find Turk, and Turk's like, oh God, not again. Or he thinks that he's killed him. It's like tapping him on the shoulder. Oh man, no, you again. And Josie at one point is saying, please don't throw him through the window.
Not the window,
again.
not the window.
Yeah, so Turk's sitting here, and with Grotto, and they're just talking shop. We're gonna cut him in.
They're sharing the score here, and they got to make sure that the Kingpin gets his cut, and he's getting some balls in the moment here. It's like, we don't need to give him shit. Why do we need to give him a cut? And he just stops and looks, and okay.
Oh no, there's a big crash. At this point, Daredevil, I give up. Sounds like a good idea to me, Turk. Turk, shut up. I've heard. So, haven't you heard the news a couple weeks back? Dee got his foot stuck in a bear trap. He's a gimp. So it's Turk.
God, that fucking hurt, man, to have that crush like whack right across his fucking nose, man.
Yeah.
And then whips it around and puts it around that guy's neck too. Next, like.
But I love the dialogue that Daredevil goes off. Never learns, does he? How about you, Grotto? You gotten any smarter? No, I guess not. And he's like, me, I'm smart. I'm real smart. So then we go later. This is when Ben here has developed the photos that you're talking about. So,
wait, I was getting my issues confused. I was forgetting that where that him learning who the picture is in this issue, not. He takes the picture of Vanessa about an issue 2 back. Yeah, it's like, because it's the end of the issue, and he's like, oh my God, it's just some random bag lady.
Well, the whole thing too with this is they're wanting to bust Cherry, because he's running for mayor, and they want to basically say he's working with the Kingpin. Let's bust this over and make this story.
Yeah, it's pretty well known. Like, he's the puppet for the Kingpin. Like, Kingpin wants to pretty much run New York through him, organized crime, as well as politics and the the city itself there. Yeah, and it's just but he's winning the race. Like, he's pretty much a landslide winner in this. Like, his opponents doesn't stand a fucking chance. So the public seems to roll with it, but it's like people who are in the know are well aware of what this is really about. Even the Daily Bugle itself is pretty much coming out and denouncing this candidate here, which is getting the Bugle in the Kingpin's targeting.
Yeah, it gets Jameson and them in a lot of hot water. So at this point, Ben's saying, we're gonna have to go ahead and just spike this story, just so none of this shit will go down. But New York will have a gangster for a mayor. Tough. It's not my fight. Not after what I've been through, which I don't blame him either.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get the question, so even why develop these photos? I'll sell them to Jameson for inventory. I can use the bucks. It's a nice shot here. It's like, oh yeah, it's just a bag lady. It's like, wait a second. No. This looks very familiar. Yeah, give me the file, as Tyler mentioned. Then soon. And I like this too. Who would have thought you had other ways of getting around at times like this, like a Daredevil or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, here we are. So Daredevil taking the cab with Ben. Yeah.
Pretty much letting you okay, this is where I saw her last.
Yeah.
That she went down this tunnel here, and this is something it's so beautifully illustrated with the colors, the inks.
Mm-hmm.
Very atmospheric. Just that shot of them getting ready as they're entering the tunnel, and then the bottom there with the shadow and light on Daredevil's face there. Like Daredevil's like determined. Okay, if you took that picture, like I'm determined to find this woman. And I just love that.
Because at this point, it's where leverage. For years, this love for Vanessa was all that held Kingpin back. But then that building collapsed on her, and he's been upping the crime rate ever since. And I love Ben's dialogue. Yeah, that pipe looks promising. And it's like, you think we find her, Kingpin will go straight? It's like, no, that really doesn't matter. She was an innocent victim of a deadly power struggle. I have to find her, and there's another reason I might be able to. So
see, that's why Daredevil he's so fucking cool, man.
Picks up on something. It's like, I wasn't saying things. Movement around the pipe. We're being watched. Ben saying, yeah, there's a lot of rats down here. It's like, yeah, rats don't have human heartbeats, Ben. Warm too.
I could just feel the heat when
yeah.
you see the light on there and him putting his hands over that. Like, I just, I don't know. It's just, I'm sure, because like Ben says, it's cold, but I just love that Daredevil can feel like the intense warmth coming up all the way from those depths down.
And he says here, I'm going down there. You're going home. So a good shot of him descending down with his crutch and is wrapped up.
I would love to try and visualize how he lands with the crutch without breaking it. Is he ricocheting from side to side to slow down the fall? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious, because he's a ninja. So I just would love to see it done.
I would assume
to land.
I would assume it could be a chunk of like he's using this hand here, maybe his left leg to kind of slide down or push against the side. Of course, he's got the crutch that can help him too. But Ben's saying here, and I love this part when we mentioned it earlier, be careful, Matt, be very careful, because even though I'd get to write the story of your secret identity if you were put out of action, I'd rather you weren't. Hey, what's a Pulitzer Prize between friends anyway? Still thinking about it.
Yeah.
But while he's thinking about that, our subterranean, we just call them chuds.
There you go. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, chuds. That's perfect.
Yeah, they sneak up on him, which this is also beautifully drawn, and take him.
Seeing the shot of the flashlight dropping, you can just hear the sound like as everything goes quiet after he's abducted.
Meanwhile, we move to the Midtown offices of Nelson and Murdoch, and then this is when Jameson saying, we cannot substantiate the charges made in recent editions of our newspaper against Randolph Winston Cherry. So with these words, J. Jonah, publisher of the Daily Bugle, has totally retracted his clause. So that's, so that going back to that, we've pulled out of this because Jameson, I mean, you think about that too. He even makes mention to it because Jameson decides I'm going to hire Nelson and Murdoch.
To represent him, because that's
they're the best lawyers in the country, in the world, and with the demands, because Foggy negotiates, saying it's like, oh yeah, we'll take this new office and everything because the storefront has been closed a couple issues back. But you got to think in this environment, with the money that you would have to spend towards this, with what else is at play here, I get J. Jonah backing down. So I'm saying, sorry that it's all over. I'm so sorry, Foggy. It's like, you guys worked hard on this. Sure we did. Might have won, Becky. We're the best lawyers, but you can't defend a client who folds on you. So, but I get why he did it. I totally get backing down in that scenario.
It's one of those few situations where, Jonah's always been the biggest gas bag probably in the Marvel universe, because there's so few people he is willing to praise that's in the public eye and that are superheroes like Captain America. He's very, he doesn't mind praising him, but very, very few get him to, even with all the fuck ups that man has done, helping, create the Scorpion, financing the Spider Slayers and various other entities, the Fly, just constantly responsible for a lot of fucking crime. Yeah. It takes a lot for him to okay, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And hey, Kingpin is more than capable of doing such things. Yeah.
One thing I want to bring up too is I love that Frank, when he decided when he's gonna work on this, decides he wants the Kingpin to be the new villain, and everyone they're like why? He's like a C-list villain. Like, why the hell would you want him to be like the main new villain in Daredevil? And I just love that he saw so much potential in that character, which the Kingpin was perfectly fine. I never saw him as that, even when I was real little. Like, I saw him as like a top tier villain. But the powers that be, that they all kind of felt like, well, all right, you want this villain no one gives a shit about, have at it. And I just think it's so cool that he sees so much more in Daredevil, and of course the Kingpin, and then the rest is history. And I just, that's what makes them so much fun too, with a lot of characters that either aren't used properly. They have a great visual, a great idea, but they're not used to their full potential. And so, if someone comes along, I can relate to that in my amateur writing. Yeah, you're like, why does no one recognize this? And I just think it's so cool that he was like, no, all right, I want him. This will be the star of my run, the star villain.
Yeah.
And I say, and for just that one choice, and everyone just kind of having a dismissive opinion of that, like, all right, dude, you take him. And you're like, oh my God, like, it's just
changed the character forever, as you've said.
Absolutely, man. And intensified Bullseye, just, he can't be praised and thanked enough for what he's done with this character.
Yeah. Daredevil's made it down. I guess he found a ladder at some point.
Yeah.
Now we have one of these subhumans saying, "Far below, gone. It's gone." Yeah, just like that, it's gone. And he says, "What do you mean? Can't you see? You blind?" And now it's gone. My leg. The monster bit it off and ate it. And he's like, "Jesus Christ!" And then hands her. I'm assuming this is a lady. Hands her the crutch.
I don't know. I assumed it was a guy. But yeah, it's probably a woman.
Yeah, it looks like a woman to me.
Yeah,
who knows? Who knows?
Kind of makes you wonder too, with the king getting rid of his former queen because she didn't please him.
Yeah.
If this was like punishment, like, you don't please me anymore, so I'm not going to kill you, but you will, provide an appetizer for the beast.
Yeah. So he hands her the crutch, and she maniacally laughs.
Yeah, and it's only one leg. So she's got one leg there. As you can see. So one leg was. Well, we'll get to that here in just a second.
We'll get to that. He's not like them. He doesn't belong here. He's strong. He's alone, and he isn't scared. Don't fight either. Just folds up and lets them have him.
Lets the chuds just grab a hold of him. I mean, it's hard to say how many just ambush him.
We could try to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there's got to be at least 10 or 11 here.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he does belong here after all. Maybe he's just as lost and hopeless and crazy as they are. Only a crazy man would want to go to hell. And then we go back, and now this is the two opponents facing off here, sort of in a they're not in a debate. The election's going on. Clearly, this guy's lost, but he's not going to concede. So he's like, because
it's not over, but it's pretty much a landslide victory for Cherry. So,
yeah. And then, indeed, he shall serve. So now we get Kingpin. We have Elektra standing behind him. And it's pretty much just saying, you're
going to be my chief assassin. You're the absolute best. So I'm taking you on as my priority, or number one assassin.
Yeah, and says here by night's end, I will not only be Kingpin of the city's underworld, but its government as well. And now we get our big splash page. We get our big reveal. I'll kind of zoom in. Well, it's kind of a little tough to do this, but
yeah,
he's brought forward. But he does appreciate the ride. It's like, these guys smell awful, but they're giving me a free ride. Long ride too. Had no idea the city went down this far. They seem organized. Maybe they've got a leader. Maybe he can help me. We've stopped. Well. And what do we got here? And the voice that came to mind when I saw this character is kind of, I think of the clown in Spawn animated series. It's kind of the voice is.
Okay. See, I kind of picture like a deeper voice, kind of like a Michael Clark Duncan.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm glad that we have two different perspectives of the voice that we hear when we're looking at this. But yeah, here's the boss, here's the king, and then we see the queen. Look familiar, viewers at home?
She's fallen right into her role. Shows you how fucked up her mind's got to be.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm the king around here, just like in Next Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he said, isn't that right, maggots? And then Daredevil saying, I need your help. I'm looking for a woman named Vanessa. And then, of course, this is when the gears start turning. We get that really great close-up shot.
He hears her voice, like recognizing that name. He's, oh my God, that's her.
Yep. I found her, let her go. And then they latch onto him. You want the queen? You got the nerve, don't you? She's mine. Everything down here is mine, including you. I'm gonna feed you to the monster, and also, and that other guy we caught, he's too skinny to be more than a side order. So it's like, Ben, I think we're both in trouble, man.
What could be in store for these two?
At this point, soon enough, they're tied together. Might as well start them off with a little appetizer. The king kicks one of his obedient followers down into this pit. That smell, blood. And yeah, what's it going to be?
You guessed it, Frank Stallone.
That's right. It's an alligator. Because of course it is. It's like, I saw that part. I'm like, no wonder Tyler picked this issue. It's got an alligator in it.
I have always just thought fighting alligators and sharks, and alligators too, because I feel like you're more likely, I feel like, to see superheroes fight alligators because they're not, just in the ocean. And I just always thought, like, it was so fascinating, like, especially with the whole alligator in the sewers concept.
Well, I don't want to blow past this too. He was just a baby when I found him, just a pet that somebody up there flushed down their toilet. So I fed him and he got big. So yeah, immediately.
It makes you wonder if Frank Miller drew inspiration from the movie Alligator.
I mean, it could have been that. You would see the.
Plus, there was what's the word? Urban legends of New York, where people said they were finding alligators in the sewers because they would be bought as pets and flushed down the toilet, and it's. I loved enough that I feel like, I'm sure there had been some, but probably not the extent of what you see here and what you would see in the movie Alligator. Hell, even in the shitty sequel. But it's a wonderful concept. I even had Kevin illustrate.
Of course.
Yeah, and I did. That was one of the first ones I've done on the like more recent run of like Daredevil, Iron Fist, and Submariner fighting this massive alligator that the Lizard had created in the sewer. Because I always wanted to see superheroes fight this, like, a monstrous alligator, like, I mean, a fucking behemoth, like that the Lizard would be responsible for. I'm like, he's got to save a hot girl.
I was gonna ask, like, where's the hot girl?
Well, the hot girl, Daredevil, and I had her inspired by Michelle Bauer. So Daredevil's got her off to the side.
I think that's
Iron Fist, like, Submariner is holding the jaws of the alligator's mouth open, and Iron Fist is on top of with his fist lit up, with the Iron Fist getting ready to puncture the fucking alligator's skull, and the Lizard's up on the ceiling watching the action.
I think you just need to make Michelle Bauer your muse for future art pieces going forward.
She was using the Whiplash piece. That's who was inspired by that.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I picked the outfit from like a Conan character, and I was like, okay, dress her up like this. And she was also the damsel in distress and the Dracula, like Captain America, Thor, Wolverine, and Morbius taking on Dracula's forces. Yeah. And she's the damsel that's been bitten. And yeah, I like using her as the the babe in those adventures.
Nothing wrong with that. But we get some really great images here in the next couple of pages where Daredevil is taking what they were tied up with, puts it in his teeth, manages to break free a little bit, and then when the alligator's coming to snap at Ben and almost gets a hold of him, he gets his coat. This is when Daredevil wraps it around his mouth, ties it around so you don't have to worry about him chomping anymore, which is, hey, that's perfect alligator wrangling
This
skills.
Is such a tense fight because of just picturing Daredevil using only his senses underwater to detect where this alligator is in the water to not only stop the alligator, but also save Ben's life. Like, to be able to decipher all this going on and avoid being eaten alive yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, oh my God, this is one of my most favorite sequences in Miller's run is the sequence in the sewer.
And before anyone starts to ask, yeah, he's underwater. How long can he hold his breath? That actually gets addressed a few issues before when he's dumped down a sewer main earlier, and it's a couple minutes, 2-3 minutes. I think he's able to hold his breath for.
Oh yeah.
But Ben makes his way, thankfully, to the top. He's coughing, and then of course they're there. Everyone's watching and waiting to see if Daredevil's going to pop up. Which, I mean, like, look at that. Look at just the shadow work, the detail. There's just something about the way that Frank Miller draws is just very captivating. If his writing wasn't,
you see the emptiness. They're mindless.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and his followers there was the colored in green there, and like the shadows around their eyes, like they have no souls. I mean, they're pretty much soulless at this point, really.
But Daredevil makes his way out, walks his way up, and just punches him right in the mouth. I love it.
Yeah, he's not hesitating here, man. Like he's like, all right, I've already handled the hardest part about this situation here, so like, I'm not fucking around.
And it kind of looks like his punch too is more like a palm strike because it's not his fist. His fist isn't. It's the way that it's like it seems more like just the angle of that. But they have a good back and forth here with the king taking a swing and missing, and then just getting bodied by the cast.
Great use of the cast.
Huh?
That says the great use of the cast there, you know.
Yeah. And when I saw this part, I was like, man, I'd love to get my back like to pop.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there like my entire time. I'm like, I try to do the thing like you do, where you grab the chair and like twist. My back does not. My spine doesn't pop like that. Never has.
Yeah. Well, I pick any chair, like my car seat or whatever, and just do that. But I just have to lock my lower back in when I do it. I just make sure it's the only thing that's being moved at the time.
I wish I could, because I get like a spot like in the middle, like upper middle back, that it just always feels crunchy, and I'm just like,
you need to let me crack your back sometime, man.
All right, well, we'll see.
I could do it. I'm serious. I could do it safely.
All right. We shall see, but he gets another kick to the head with the cast. It's just, and then Daredevil managed to get a hold of the club, clock him in the head, and he's knocked out.
I had just hoped when I read this the first time that he was going to kick him into the pool.
Oh, that would have been
great. The alligator was going to eat him. I was like, oh my God, why couldn't we have gotten that?
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like
just seeing like the jaws come out of the water, and then you cut back to the people's reaction, and all you just see is, I mean, blood all in the water. I mean, just it's all filled with blood because of how big the king is.
Yeah, and then at that point, maybe like his hand floats up to the top and near the surface, and then she reaches down.
But Daredevil doesn't kill. I'm just saying, like, if it had just been like something that happened inadvertently, like he either tries to make one last attempt and goes right into the water, and it's too late. The croc is not the croc. The gate is broken free of the binding on his mouth, and eats the king alive, man.
Yeah, but she takes the ring off, presents it to Daredevil, and says "King," and everyone's like, "King, King, you're the man now." So I love
this. This is the best ending, man. This is so fucking cool, man.
So we have here, and let me assure the great people of New York, I will discharge the duties of this office with passion, that together we will make New York City the spearhead of this era of national renewal. So then we get the newscaster saying, with that, Randolph Winston Cherry accepted the mandate of the people of New York City and enjoyed the greatest landslide victory in the city's history.
And you could just hear this ring go, just make all the noise in the room against Kingpin's desk here. And I just love it. It just comes out of nowhere. He's just sitting there savoring his victory. Yeah. Cling.
Yep.
Vanessa. Oh my God. And Daredevil standing behind them. They're not looking at each other. She's alive. I have her. and that, I just love this like, oh my God, that like he's so
the sadness quickly turns to anger.
Yeah, like what do you want? Like he's got the ultimate bargaining chip, and Kingpin will fucking do it.
Yep.
And he's got him over a barrel. You know, it's in Cherry, and
Yep.
that's all he says.
Yep.
And then he resigns immediately.
And then, 3 hours later, as profound regret, shame that I must now withdraw from. Not accept. I can't do this. The charges made against me, they're all true. All of them. My conscience, it wouldn't let me. I'm sorry. So I'm assuming then by this proxy, the other guy wins.
More than likely, and knowing that not only like he's got to go out and resign, but he's also got to admit, yes, I'm a corrupt candidate.
Yep.
It's all true. So he's got to take the fall for the Kingpin.
Yep. And Kingpin says here, Cherry followed orders to the end. I cannot allow this serious a defeat to pass without some gesture of retribution, however small. Someone must die. It cannot be Jameson. Too much danger of a public backlash. Nor can it be the lawyer Murdoch. Daredevil has defended him several times, and it's my wish to avoid so costly a conflict. But Murdoch has a partner, an unimportant man, who few will miss and none will defend. Your next assignment, Elektra, you shall eliminate Franklin Nelson. So our next issue, The Last Hand, the iconic cover, Bullseye versus Elektra. One wins, one dies. If you don't know what happens in this, we're not going to spoil it for you, but you definitely need to go.
You owe it to yourself. Even if you haven't read any of this stuff, just read this issue, and that'll make you want to go back and read more.
Yeah. Oh, man, just such a good.
And this is such an easy read. It's a double-sized issue, but you fly right through it like it's 12 pages.
It goes fast, and it is very affordable because I don't own this issue.
I do, yeah. I mean, it's not expensive at all.
Yeah, so I need to add this to the collection.
But it helps too when Elektra, oh fuck it. I mean, fuck it. When people don't stay dead in comic books,
Yeah.
Only certain issues were. I mean, hell, even like the death of Gwen Stacy, they Spider Gwen and all that bullshit. Like, her death is not as expensive as it used to be.
Yeah.
Death of Green Goblin, not as expensive as it used to be.
So I guess that is a good thing for collectors.
It is because I mean, it is nice to own keys that own a lot of money, but a lot of these keys, like they're keys because they're good writing, good stories. And not just because I want to brag about I got a really expensive fucking issue. Like no, it's an important issue to me. Like I love what they did with that. So I'm glad it dropped in price, so I could afford to buy the Death of Gwen Stacy and the Death of the Green Goblin.
Right. Yeah. Man. Just so after rereading, because I obviously started rereading the stuff just to prep again because I wanted to get some more of the details of what leads up to this point. Of course, I read the issue after, and I'm probably going to continue reading the rest of Frank's run on the get to 190, 191, and get there, and then who knows? Maybe go read Born Again. I've gotten a couple of recommendations, which I will talk about when we do feedback when we record. Which actually, this episode of the Spinner Rack you're seeing here is obviously going to drop after I do the feedback that I'm alluding to here. But obviously, of course, more comics to read. Got both apps now. Getting that DC app. So I'll be doing some more reading for sure, especially with how relaxing it was. I text you about it. How I got home from work one night, reading these issues in prep was on my phone, flipping through, and I'm reading them, and I just start getting tired, and I was like, oh man, that's nice. And I'm like, well, I'll finish this issue, and I finish it up. Sure enough, I set my phone down right there, fell asleep not long afterwards. So I highly recommend that. I guess it makes sense why people would sit in bed and read books, right? And it's just.
But the good thing about this is that you don't have to have a light on or anything like that.
Yeah,
you just read on your phone, or I use my iPad.
Yeah,
and just set it over on the nightstand, and that's it. Don't have to get up, turn the light up, or turn a lamp off, or anything like that. Just set it down. I'm kind of thinking about getting some sort of tablet just to strictly put those apps on, just so I have a bigger screen. Because it's one thing to read them on the phone, but it's sometimes I have to zoom in because the eyes aren't quite what they used to be. Yeah, only would ever use my phone if like I was on vacation and didn't bring, but I got to where I would bring my iPad with me on vacation because strictly for the purpose of reading comics at night.
Yeah.
Because it's just more fun, and where you don't still have to worry about because I can read them on my phone, no problem, but it's just nice having the iPad there where everything's bigger and
yeah, that's something I'm gonna look into. But that was Daredevil 180. Highly recommend go read that run if you want to go read the Born Again run. Highly recommend that too. I'm sure we'll
Man Without Fear, that miniseries with Frank Miller and John Romita.
Yeah, and even though between all of them, you're getting some similar beats. I never get tired of that. It's like, yeah, all right, we're going to get a little bit of an origin here. Don't mind that at all.
Nope.
Oh, Kingpin's here? Of course he is. Yeah, who cares? Don't mind. Yeah, more Kingpin, the better. So definitely check out all of those. But for sure, go read 181. Read those other issues too. Read after. Just read that chunk. Go get you an omnibus. Go get some of that stuff if you want like physical hard copy. I actually do have an omnibus of this down there that I got because
Frank's run.
Yeah, because after this is what 2, maybe 3 years ago at this point that I went and read through all of those, and I'm like, I would love to have all of these just singular issues, but I'm gonna
they're all affordable outside of Elektra's first appearance,
which I do have.
Yeah.
I do have that, and it's on the wall.
It's not like super expensive to get.
No, it's not.
It's not cheap, but it's like, okay, I could probably pull the trigger on that, and
you can get it for under. You can get it for under 200.
Yeah, and in this day and age, where everyone wants to jack up the fucking price because it's key, first appearance, like, then everyone wants to do it, and you kind of feel like, okay, well, no one's buying because everyone's charging so many fucking high prices. Well, I ain't fucking buying that, and eventually you'll find someone who's not, looking to stick a dildo up your ass over this one,
But yeah, I have an omnibus of that. I think I have one of Born Again as well, or maybe I bought Dad, like, because they came out with
paperback of that.
Because Marvel started doing this thing where they come out with like sort of smaller version trades of those. So I got that one for Dad. I'm like, read through this. I think you'll like it. And sure enough.
So he has already read Born Again?
Yeah, he's read Born Again. But I think I need to take him this one so he can read this first.
God, yes.
This first initial round.
That's a must.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love knowing that he actually reads them.
Yeah. Yeah. So with it getting warmer now, spring is here. I'm sure he's going to start finding comics at yard sales and flea markets again. So he'll buy stuff and he'll be reading.
Nathan, I got the first issue of Daredevil for like $5. Would you like a copy?
I mean, him and I have been talking about maybe after
the first appearance of Dr. Doom.
after
how about the first appearance of Dr. Doom in Spider-Man? I'd be happy with that copy.
After we come as close as we can to getting that complete first Fantastic Four run.
Yeah.
Him and I have had conversations like, what do you think about maybe doing Daredevil? So we'll see.
Which I feel like there's certain old, obviously the first issue, the first appearance of the red costume, that's another pricey one. He takes on Submariner in that issue, and that's like issue number 7, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, any of those very early issues, like taking on Electro, I think in issue number 2, I think. Eminent Series of Evil, I think, or maybe it's anyway. But
those are fun enough for what they are. But honestly, this year,
there are some of the 70s Daredevil I don't mind. Like I pick random issues at times. Some because like when it's like him and Black Widow are exclusively in the comic together. Like, excuse me, some of those are fun to read because they're just kind of by the numbers adventures where she gets kidnapped by Kraven the Hunter or something like that, or they're taking on Electro in an issue or something like that too. And I don't know, they're just fun, enjoyable issues. The artwork's typically pretty good, for the most part as well.
But Frank Miller is where it really revolutionizes. We can't say that enough. This is the good shit here with Daredevil.
It's quintessential Daredevil. This is
absolutely.
Yeah. He's not he's a badass character, but this just intensifies the alpha machismo of Daredevil with this run.
And then, obviously, of course, we've mentioned this before, Ed Brubaker's run with Daredevil. Highly recommend that as well.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah. So check out all of that stuff. And we're going to go ahead now, take a commercial break because we got some MCU stuff to actually talk about for a change.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, the results may surprise you. So we'll be back right after this.
Don't go away.
Extraordinary, exceptional X-Men. Wolverine's got a tiger twist, stripes, and spring-out claws. The Iceman comes on his ice board with color change icicles. Sabretooth's equipped with wounds that heal easily, an extra slashing claw, and glow-in-the-dark eyes and mouth. Here's Forge with his quick-draw gun action. Look out. And Mr. Sinister with his light-up chest. These aren't ordinary men. They're X-Men. X-Men figures, each sold separately from Toy Biz. Tired of the same old fun and games? Welcome, Spider-Man X-Men, to the video game ride of your lives.
Wolverine, Spider-Man, Gambit, Cyclops.
Now on Genesis, the ultimate video game team. Are we having fun yet?
America's most exciting and legendary movie hero comes to the big screen in an all-new, full-length feature film. Now, Batman faces his newest arch-enemy, the Phantasm, as he continues to battle the never-ending pranks of, can it be, the Joker? Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. Rated PG. Starts December 25th, only in theaters.
And we're back. Let's talk some MCU. So first and foremost, Daredevil Born Again is back. We got season 2, premiered a couple weeks back. As of this recording, 3 episodes have been out. So we got our premiere episode, and then we got 2 episodes that they released last week. So just 3 right now. So by the time this comes out, maybe the entire season is already done and over with. So opinions here could change along the way. But so far, you and I are both digging the second season quite a bit.
Absolutely. It's been on par with season 1 of Daredevil. So it's maintaining consistency and good storytelling, good action sequences, good dialogue. I like where this is going. I got no complaints. None at all.
I am genuinely surprised that they managed to kind of make it as close to what we got
with the Netflix series.
With Netflix. Because even though you liked it in season 1, you could definitely tell that bank episode seemed like that was kind of where they were going for initially before they had that creative change.
And I didn't think that was a bad episode when I watched it. I really didn't. I had no problem with it.
It's not, but it just seems like it sticks out quite a bit compared to everything else around it in that first season. But yeah, just good stuff.
I'm glad that they really look. If we're gonna do this, which makes you wonder, why the fuck did they just not do this from the very beginning when they decided we're gonna bring back Daredevil, bring back the cast, but we're gonna make it all like funny and comic, all about comedy and shit like that, because She-Hulk and others have done so well with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they just have to just get their fingers all in there and just start fucking around with everything. It's like, no, just let the show carry on the way that it was supposed to be anyway. And I think it's done very well. I think people are pretty, it's well received it's
well received, but I guess I worry about the viewership numbers because we've been lucky that it got renewed, but I wonder how they're going to look at it now. Will we get a season 3, or is the way that this written going to kind of put an end to that entire thing? We shall see how it shakes out. I mean, they could totally fumble the ball the next 5-6 episodes.
They really could, because it is still Disney calling the shots.
But as of now, the first 3 episodes of season 2, you and I have both enjoyed. But that's not the surprising thing. The surprising thing is also a few weeks back, we got a trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And you and I didn't talk about it, I think, for the first week and a half that the thing came out. I'm like, a Spider-Man trailer, huh? Did you watch it? It's like, yeah. What'd you think? I thought pretty decent. I was genuinely surprised. I'm like, finally, now that we've moved away, at least in this instance, we've moved away more from, yes, it's the ramifications of what has happened to Spider-Man, the MCU, with Doctor Strange, and everyone's going to forget who you are and all that shit. But now this movie seems like it's going to kind of break itself away from that. We don't have Tony Stark anymore. We don't have all this other stuff.
Sucking on Tony's balls again. My God.
We don't have Spider-Man shackled down to all this stuff. So hopefully, you see in the trailer, we got the Punishers there. The Hand Ninjas are in there. Bruce Banner's in there. So
Tarantula, Boomerang,
Scorpion. Which I'm hoping that the way they're showing those in the trailer is obviously the homage to the comic covers. I hope that there's more to it than just that stuff.
Yeah,
it's not just like that shot and that's
it could be like like a montage of him fighting random villains to show what things are like for him today, and he's taking on these lower tier villains as just cameos, essentially.
Yeah, but there is that one shot that a lot of people are speculating has characters edited out. So you have Spider-Man at the top of the screen. I'll put this in here for all of you to take a gander at home. But you have Spider-Man in like the top corner. You have like the rest of the screen is Hand Ninjas, and they're like coming at each other. But there's so much space underneath Spider-Man, and I'm like, it'd be awesome that Daredevil shows up in this. I mean, because Matt Murdock shows up being the lawyer in No Way Home. So maybe we'll get some Daredevil in this. You get more Daredevil Punisher interaction, maybe.
I've heard rumblings too, because you hear Keith David doing narration in the trailer, and people are speculating that he might be playing, Miles Warren, the Jackal. Which, if you're cramming in, I mean, again, as long as the villains are not playing an integral part of the story, you can get away with some sequences where Spider-Man's fighting, if you're a real Spider-Man fan, you know who these characters are. The general audience will know who the Tarantula is, or Boomerang, maybe Scorpion, maybe. But they're going, I don't know who these people are. But as long as you're, they're just kind of sequences to kind of pad out the movie, you're kind of expanding like what, I always thought it'd be cool, when you're opening up a movie that you have like a minor fight sequence with like another villain, like ending a previous story. And then, now we're off and running to the main story. Like, this is just a day in the life of Spider-Man. He's taking on Boomerang, taking on Tarantula, or The Fly, or another, kind of run-of-the-mill villain, that he will tangle with from time to time. Plus, if the Jackal's in it, Jackal does team up with Tarantula during his first run. That would be, but I mean, it would be very cool to think of Keith David playing the Jackal, and obviously would not have nothing to do with his infatuation with Gwen Stacy. It would be a different take on the character. But I mean, Keith David, I'd cast him in anything, and as damn near everything.
Even the shark and presence. Even the Shark and Jaws. Huh?
Shark and Jaws. I cast Keith David, man. Fuck yeah.
And they kind of tease too the Man Spider stuff in this a little bit.
I have to go back and watch it because I think I've only watched the trailer once, and then I've seen screenshots because I didn't catch Tarantula the first time. I saw a screenshot. Oh shit, I didn't catch that. It was kind of bummed with how he looked. I was like, you're going for this kind of sterile red and black outfit that doesn't resemble. Which is like, why do people do that in this day and age? Like, you didn't do it with Iron Man's outfit. You did it with Spider-Man's outfit. But the villains were just. Oh, he bought his clothes at the fucking Gap or Old Navy, and that's Electro.
I was gonna say I don't think the Gap really exists too much anymore.
It's just the first place that came to mind. Just like a shitty look. It just I'd go to the fucking Gap and buy a sweater and some jeans, whatever the fuck. Yeah. But I just hate they did it with the Shocker and Spider-Man: Homecoming. He's just a guy in casual clothes and calls himself the Shocker. Like that's why don't like and fucking Baron Zemo in Civil War. No, that's not Baron Zemo. You can't just have these guys dressed so casually and call them super villains.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand that, man. Own the outfits, man. This is a comic book movie. It's not supposed to be, I don't know. I'll come up with another analogy that's probably so dated too. So I'll just say, like, stop doing it. You're going to do that when Robert Downey plays Dr. Doom. He just wears green, but no armor.
He looks like he went to
And he's constantly
Sears.
taking his mask off because, like, well, they want to see my face. That ain't fucking the character. You know?
Yeah. So a little bit of positivity. The Spider-Man
Yeah.
trailer. The
It's
Spider-Man trailer looks
intriguing.
pretty good.
It's
Yeah.
intriguing, but I think once we see more, I think Tombstone's supposed to be in it too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I heard Tombstone's gonna be.
Like, which I'm like, man, that's an awful lot of villains that
Hey,
has never panned out in most comic book movies, man. It just doesn't work.
Spider-Man is the character that's always got to cram a bunch of shit in
unless
there,
they
right?
were like kind of brought in as like a bit of a minor faction, like a group of mercenaries that were hired to take out Spider-Man, Boomerang, Tarantula. Hopefully Tombstone's a gangster. Hopefully,
it's almost like maybe this should be a series and not just a movie, right?
I don't know why. As much money as they spend on stuff, why not just release it as a series on Disney? And instead of doing this, like, yeah, a Spider-Man movie is going to make money, especially after the last one, the big cameo fest that was. But why not release it as a series and then give more time to breathe with all these characters you want to just pack in here? It's like, you guys haven't learned a fucking thing, have you?
Yeah, man, just packing it in there, just like your neighbor downstairs, man.
Yeah, just pack that shit in there, man. Oh man, God. It's like, no. We said, no, fuck you, man. We're going to put them all in here. It'll be a big fucking jumble mess, and it'll still make a lot of fucking money, and everyone will be complaining about it. But it doesn't matter, because we got your fucking money.
Yeah, they don't care at that point.
They don't care. You can bitch all you want on the internet. You can be one of those mindless fuckers who hides their face, and says, oh, sucking dicks and whatever it is you want to sit there and say. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It will not matter. Disney got your fucking money.
Yeah. It's done.
Hate it all you want.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Done. Yeah. They got it. But hey, we got to stand by the surprise. Tyler thinks it's intriguing. The trailer looked decent to him. Final product could be.
It didn't blow my mind, but I was like,
not bad.
I'm sure they'll release it. When the hell is it supposed to come out anyway? I don't even know when it's supposed to come out. Is it this summer?
Yeah, it's this summer. Good question, Tyler.
Is it something like I would have figured it'd be a May movie?
July 31st.
Oh, July. Okay, so we won't get like another full-length trailer.
Big Willie weekend.
Oh.
That motherfucker.
That's right. Will Smith released all his shitty movies on your birthday.
Ruined my birthday multiple years in a row. Well, I can't say that too much because Independence Day I kind of liked for what it was. Yeah. Men in Black was fun for what it was, but kind of after that when we're getting
Wild West, man.
Wild West, fucking what was it? iRobot a few years later. Yeah. There's some other piece of shit that came out too that came out in the summertime. But yeah, I got tired of Big Willie weekend.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he's just Fresh Prince over and over again. I just never. I grew out of him thinking he was so cool as a kid. And now he fucking sucks.
But yeah,
July. This dumbass kid.
July 31st for
that's when it comes out.
Yeah.
That's the end of the summer.
Yeah. I was joking when I said Big Willie weekend, but yeah, July 31st.
That's awfully late for a Spider-Man movie. I figured it'd be like early July or the month of June, anywhere in the month of June. But there's no competition this summer. A shitty He-Man movie, and what I feel like there's some other lame ass movie coming out this summer. I can't remember what it is. But there's no big tentpole movies. None.
Let's look at the summer movie schedule for 2026. Well, it's only April, so I guess that doesn't count. I know that the new Mario Brothers movie opened up, so that'll probably do up. But all right, let's go down the list. You ready for this? May 1st, we get The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh man.
May 8th, Mortal Kombat 2.
No, blow me now.
What is May 15th, In the Gray. This has Henry Cavill in it. A covert team of elite operatives embark on a mission to steal back $1 billion fortune from a ruthless tyrant. Yeah. All right. May 22nd, Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, is this what I think it is?
No, it sounds like another dead summer at the movies.
May 29th, The Furious. I'm like, oh, the new Fast movie's out. It's like, no, that's something else.
I thought that was what it was.
Yeah. June 5th, the date that Tyler's totally waiting for, Scary Movie 6.
Oh my god.
And the Master Universe movie.
Ugh.
June 12th, this just says Untitled Spielberg movie. Disclosure Day, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
June 19th, Pixar's Toy Story 5. And The Death of Robin Hood, which stars Hugh
I saw the trailer for that piece of shit. It looks so fucking dumb.
Yeah, stars Hugh Jackman. June 26th, Supergirl.
Ugh, God, man.
And apparently Jackass 5.
Jackass 5, really?
I guess. July 1st, Minions and Monsters. You gotta have another one of those. And then Moana, the live action version. So we can finally see The Rock be back in live action again. July 17th, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is released. I'm kind of intrigued by that just because
I didn't think the trailer was very good.
I haven't watched the trailer, actually, surprisingly enough. But I'm intrigued by it solely just because the Odyssey, obviously.
I'd be all about it if it wasn't Nolan directing it, because he'll just make it boring as fuck.
Yeah, and then July 31st we get
Spider-Man.
Let me see what comes after that though, because that it ended in my Google search there.
That's probably all the. Well, I guess
no, hey man, August we get Super Troopers 3. Eli Roth did a remake of The Ice Cream Man. The Clint Howard.
The Clint Howard movie? That's all right.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Whatever. I'm done looking at what the fuck, guys. Oh,
those have fun.
Oh, it's gonna be like the early 2000s. Tyler, we're gonna be at the movies every single weekend this summer.
Yeah,
ready?
Protesting. I'll be protesting the live action shitty He-Man movie. I had a buddy of mine at work today. He's like, dude, did you see the second trailer or the new trailer? I said, the first or second, the new was, oh, it looks so fucking bad. He said, no, I ain't fucking watching that.
We gotta save that conversation for when we record Master Podcast. Fine.
All right, then I'll just reiterate. Fuck that movie, and everyone is in it.
So leave
Those
us.
who can't wait to see it. Fuck you too.
Leave us a comment down below and let us know on that summer movie slate. Which movies are you looking forward to checking this out? Tyler, is there anything else you want to talk about before we go ahead and get out of here? I
think we did a pretty solid job on Daredevil and talking about the current state of superhero movies. So
you're gonna try to watch Weird Science 4K this week.
Yeah. Permitting I got time. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow from Amazon, so I'm trying to squeeze in some time to watch it at some point.
Weird Science. You like the TV show, right?
I had no idea there was even a movie until well after the show. I think the show had been on for like two or three seasons. My dad's like, there's a movie. I'm like, huh? And we rented it the same time we rented It.
Oh,
so we watched It first and scared the fuck out of me and my brother, and it was still daylight out. So we turned it off after he scares the piss out of Beverly in the bath, and we put on Weird Science, and that definitely calmed our nerves.
Who's hotter, Kelly LeBrock, Vanessa Angel?
Oh, Vanessa Angel.
Yeah.
No, I mean Kelly LeBrock's fucking hot, but I'm sorry, Vanessa Angel is just it's like in The Master when I look at Michelle Bauer, just that the heart's beating out of the chest and tongue falls out of my mouth.
I'm not gonna put that clip in again.
Okay, you don't have to. I'm just saying.
I guess I could. It would make it running.
Beautiful women on the planet.
I'll make it a bit. It's like, oh, here we go again. Who's on the site this time? But yeah, much like you though, mine. I feel like I watched Weird Science the movie prior to the TV show because I would catch it on TV.
Yeah, I never saw it on TV.
Yeah.
Not until after I'd seen it, and then Comedy Central would play it, and it'd be this really goofy dubbed version.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed watching because this is so bad, like in a good way.
Yeah. But man, it's been a minute since I've watched.
Been a while too.
Either.
But oh my god, it's in 4K. I'm like, oh god, I need to buy that.
Yeah. Time to retire yet another DVD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a nice small little pile of like Blu-rays and DVDs, and I'm just okay. You're out of here.
Yeah, just gonna whoever finds those at Goodwill is gonna have good taste.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead. We will wrap this. I was gonna say episode, but let's wrap this issue up because that's what I always say. I hope everyone enjoyed this. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on Daredevil, especially the summer movie shit. Sure, you can let us know if you're gonna go check any of that stuff out.
Or if you're smart and say no, fuck those movies.
Let us know what you think about Daredevil, and if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. And until later, we'll catch you next issue.
Emma, take your toy back to the carpet. I'm not a policeman. I'm a princess. Take your toy back to the carpet.
Kindergarten Cop.
There you go.
Which I bought that in the 4K. I've yet to watch that though.
What?
I mean, it's sitting in the stack that's on top of that media shelf.
Of course it is.
That one media shelf. Yeah. We'll get around to that one day. Maybe one day. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Take care. Thanks for your time.
New York was great. What the hell happened?
Fuck you.